Welcome to Mastering Innovation Together with Scott Turriff of J Galt and Chris Koomey of Thorben Consulting. And we've been talking over the last few weeks about how J Galt helps business owners build their business credit. For someone who engages that process, what does that look like? What are their first steps? And how does J Galt support over the months through this process to help people improve their credit for their business?
Okay, so what happens first is you reach out to me and we sign up. We do a one-on-one appointment with you and we walk you through anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. It could even be 3 hours, but normally it's maybe about, I can do it in an hour.
I was going to say,
So
you need
walk
to
you.
talk faster, Scott. No one has three.
I'll try. You know me. I can talk fast. I can get through this. I'm ADD. If you want to be done in 30 minutes, I'll get done in 30 minutes. If you want to go on for an hour and a half, 2 hours, I'll go on for 2 hours. Because when you're willing to talk about something you really like, it's not hard to do. But really, I know that business owners are like me a lot of times. Like, okay, let's get right to the point. I don't want to sugarcoat it. I don't need you to sit back and warm and fuzzy me all the time. I'm just right to the point, honest, and walk you through it. But what you're going to do then is we're going to go through the tiers, the tiers and the 7 steps to get to where you need to be and how you're going to get there. So we kind of walk you through, like, for instance, a lot of businesses, when you go to sign up for it, have a 411. You need the old 411 number,
All right.
for your phone line. That's
My
the
wife
number
loved
one
that
reason.
number. She'd always call it the 75 cents to find out the number.
Yeah, and everybody says, "Oh, they're useless." No, but that's what a lot of companies still use to give you credit. So that's one of the little tricks of the trade that we're gonna start to put the puzzle together to explain to you what you need to get there, and then how you're going to get there. So it's like you start off with tier 1, and we show you all the credit cards that you can get, the ones that are reporting for it, kind of walk you through some of the basis of where you're at right now to make sure that your address is the same. Like, you ran into an address situation for your company, and it's a lot of times making sure the documentation is correct, and then making sure that if you're an S corp or a C corp, that you're not just a one person, you're not just a sole proprietor of one person. You really need 2 people. So there's all these little things that you might have to take a little extra homework on to straighten out, but it's not that difficult. I don't think you ran into too many roadblocks.
No, but I know in the past, I've worked with companies that they hadn't paid their state corporation commission fee, so they had been suspended for years, and they didn't even know it.
Yeah, there's little license that you might have to worry, that you haven't
local business
registered
license.
for.
Yeah,
local business license. So it's just, with J Galt, they go through a step by step. So you have, like, you're in tier 1 and there's like 10 steps inside it. So you click it, you get done, you go to the next one. You click it, you go done, you go to the next one. And then once you have that all done, that's put into your financial suite, and you're done there. Then you go to the next level. It's kind of just like checking the list to make sure that it's right, so that when you go do and you apply for credit, it's already there and you don't make the mistake to say, "Oh, I forgot about this." No, it's all right there.
Know what it's like, Scott? Like, when you show up to your first job and you're in a Bozo the Clown outfit, you're not going to make a good impression, right?
Right.
So basically what J Galt is doing is helping people, what are the expectations? How should you dress? How should your shoes be shined? What colors are appropriate? Basically building the expectation of what's normal and what makes the credit world more comfortable.
It's the same thing you're doing with your personal credit. Pay your bills on time. Pay them 5 days early. Do this, do that. Make sure that, if it's 7 days or 10 days, pay it on time. That's really what we're doing, is walking you through the process. And if you follow the rules and you follow the process, that's what they're looking at, and that will increase your score. You're going to start off with a smaller base of tier 1 of credit cards that might report. One might just report to Dun & Bradstreet. One might just report to Equifax Business. But then you build that up. You start small and work your way up. You're not going to get the top tier credit right out of the gate because you got a 30 or you got a 20. You have to build it up to 50. So once you get to 50, then you get more credit. Then you start to build up into the better credit cards. Then when you get into the 60s, 70s, and 80s, now all of a sudden it's opening a new window for new vendors or new lenders out there. Just because you have a bank in your backyard doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go to them to borrow money. There's other equity firms out there that will borrow you money if you're a good risk.
Yeah, I mean, the online lenders are massive. There's so many opportunities out there, and part of it is just knowing that if you take this step, you're in it for the long haul, right? So
Yeah,
it's not a 3 month or a 6 month get rich quick or get credit quick
no,
opportunity. It's basically teaching you how to get credit for the rest of your life, the rest of
right. And
your
then if you do
entrepreneurial
sign up,
career.
then if you do sign up at the end of it, we do have another process set up where they'll do an audit of your company to show you what your company is actually worth for the end of the year. Because I had a company and I wanted to sell it, and I had to go to a business broker, and I paid the person $12,000 to tell me what my company was worth. I was
Right.
like, seriously? I just paid 12 grand to tell me what my company's worth, and I didn't sell it? But here, if you go through the process, that's part of what you're going to get. That's at the end of each year. So you can kind of get a good idea what your company's worth at the end of each year without paying a business broker.
Yeah, and as an entrepreneur, as an owner of a business, that's really the number that matters, right? Making ourselves attractive for financing or make us attractive for sale, that's a big part of our net worth.
How many business owners know what their company's worth?
They
And
guess.
if they're selling it, they're
Yeah,
guessing.
yeah.
It's only worth what somebody's willing to pay, but that's really what it comes down to. But if all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, it's just looking. It's because most entrepreneurs like myself are, they're ADD. They worry about, they're taking the next step. They're thinking so far ahead that sometimes they're not good bookkeepers, or they're not staying on top of certain things that they should. They're doing very good at their business because they know how to run it, but there's also parts of your business that you need to spend a little more time at that you don't like to do. I don't like bookkeeping. I just want to make sure there's money at the end of the day, and I go buy more stuff and go do it. But all of a sudden, once it's put into the right process, it's a lot easier because somebody's holding your hand, walking you through it. And then you have, you got a financial suite person. They'll walk you through and they'll help you out. You can ask them questions and say, okay, where do I need to go from here? Where do I find this? Where do I find that? So it's like they're gonna guide you through the step-by-step process. It's not like, here it is, here's a program, go figure it out. You have personal support from people to walk you through it.
Yeah, for me, the monthly meetings are really kind of accountability opportunities. Oh, I know I'm going to meet next week, so I need to make sure I got my homework done. And so that means
Right.
I'm always moving forward.
It's an accountability is really what it comes down to. It's holding your hand and being accountable, because most entrepreneurs aren't, you know,
No
they're,
one likes
they're
to be held accountable. So,
I don't, trust me, I don't like that. Don't tell me what to do. I'm just going to go do it. Because once again, I never had a boss. You know, I've had a boss for 30 some years, but that's different. I'm married.
but so with the business credit idea, it's like this is something that everyone can make something valuable for themselves.
They'll get something out of, yes. And if after 6 months, they'll guarantee that you'll get $50,000 of credit. And then if you don't, then we'll keep continuing working with you till you get it. But it's, Chris, it's really following the rules and doing something you've already been doing. And if you're, let's say, if you're a medium-sized company or a big-sized company, you have a secretary, or if you have an admin or somebody helping you out, you can pawn that information off onto them to say, okay, go do this little stuff. You don't have to spend all the time doing it. A lot of stuff there, you can delegate it to somebody else in your office to go do it. And then you just need to, cross the T's and dot the I's and do that. So if you're the person going, well, I don't want to go spend all my time trying to build credit, well, you can give this and delegate it to somebody else in your company.
And it doesn't take that much time. But part of it is we had one credit card that we used, so it has recurring bills on it, et
Yep.
cetera. And we just basically are taking some of the things off the one main credit card and putting them on other credit cards so that we're getting reporting multiple credits.
Yeah, and
And
you're reporting to multiple credits, and all you're doing is you're paying your bills on time. You just now have to pay it in 4 spots. But in today's world, it's easy. You just have auto pay.
yeah,
You know, the
I
the
haven't given into
technology's.
that yet. I'm still not. I'm still holding on, Scott.
You're probably snail mail too still.
Oh, of course. I love the
You
post
like you
office.
like licking the stamp.
I love the post office. They're great. I mean, where else can you take 60 cents and send something to Alaska? I mean,
Yeah, exactly. So, but that's what we're doing, is we're just trying to. It's really stuff you're already doing. And with today's technology and holding people's hands and walking them through it, it's a lot more, it's easier. Nothing's easy, but I'm just saying it makes it more simple if that's right. What you put in, the biggest thing is always like good information in, good information out. Junk in, junk out. It's that easy.
And outstanding. So Scott Turriff's helping business owners master innovation with their business credit. You can reach out to him at sturriff, 2 R's, 2 F's, at jgalt.io. Scott, thanks so much for mastering innovation together with us today. Thank you for mastering innovation together today with Thorben Consulting. This is Chris Koomey. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoy the show, if you have any comments, questions, or just want to learn more about what we do. Thanks for joining us.